How are you, sir?
Good. How are you? It's good to meet you.
And you, sir, and you. Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Jacques. So it's you can just say Jacques. It's just a French spelling for the name Jacques.
Okay, cool. So you got a French spelling for the name Jack, but you're from.
Glasgow in Scotland.
I knew
So
that. I was going to say that, but you know
did you
the
tell?
because I'm UK, so I actually know all
Yeah.
this. Like, I didn't want to get it wrong. I just wanted to hear it a little bit more, so
No,
I could.
no. Whereabouts in the UK? Is it Luton as well?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, from there. Yeah, originally born and bred there, moved to Bournemouth, and then moved to Romania, and then now I'm just all over the place.
Yeah.
There's no one set place that I'm in. I'm in one place for a couple of weeks and then decide to go somewhere else, and yeah, it's all good. It's all
Good
good.
stuff.
So, tell me about yourself, a little bit about yourself, Jack. How long you been in real world? When you started?
So being in the real world for about 3 coming on 4 years now. I joined when I was 19.
Mm-hmm.
And about I think it was the first year of actual university that I ended up joining the real world.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been through the typical standard university,
Mm-hmm.
and it was in my first or second year that I joined the real world. Um, the reason I joined was because I saw a video from Andrew, and it laid it out so clearly. He literally said, "There's nowhere on the planet that you're going to get a network of 8 multimillionaires that are going to be there every day to answer your questions and guide you to do whatever you want in the world of business, really."
Mm.
And that was what got me to make the investment to start with, and yeah, it's been good ever since.
What was you studying at uni? Did you finish your uni as well? Sorry, two questions
Yeah, I
there.
finished uni, so I was studying civil engineering. I mean, it was good. It's carried over to my 9 to 5 job that I'm still doing now.
Mm-hmm.
So I work as a design engineer during the day, and then I work on my business outside of those hours.
Okay, awesome.
But yeah, no, it's all been good. Everything I've started in the crypto campus originally,
Mm-hmm.
probably a bit naively because as a 19-year-old, you don't really have the capital to take full advantage of the stuff that you're learning.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't regret it at all because everything that I learned, I went through all the lessons, really applied to myself. I did make good money for my age at the time,
Mm-hmm.
but I realized that to have the level of success that I wanted, I needed to start a business and, and move to the business campus. So that's been the biggest benefit for me so far.
Okay, cool. So, how long did it take you to leave the crypto campus and join the business campus?
Well, so we'll say I've been there 3 years. The first year, I kind of just wasted time.
Okay.
The second year, I spent the whole year in the crypto campus.
Mm-hmm.
And then third year, so about the start of 2025, is when I joined the business mastery campus.
Okay, cool. So, what made you? Because obviously, in the first year, you was going through. You wasted a little bit of time.
This
It's
typical
you know
19-year-old
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. It's standard. What kept you from actually taking it seriously, and then what tipped you over the edge to actually take it seriously?
You know what it was? It was a complete mindset change. So when I was 19, I almost like I joined because of that video. As I said, I wanted the network, and then I don't know what it was. You get distracted and you don't take full advantage of the resources that you've got.
Mm.
And I remember waiting because I signed up for a 12-month contract,
Hmm.
so I couldn't cancel the membership for a whole year.
Mm.
And I remember thinking, okay, in December, because I was dead broke and it was £50 a month coming out. So I was like, okay, I'll cancel at the end of the year, which was going to be December. And then 1 month before, I thought, you know what? I may as well give it a shot. And I went into it, I joined the crypto campus for a full month. I just decided to go fully in. I was like, I've already spent hundreds of pounds this year. I may as well apply myself and try and learn something. And that's when it was just fall in love with the process, really, of having those lessons there every day. Professor Adam was going live every day. And it was the fact he would go live and he would say at the very start, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, go through the lessons. And I had no idea what he was talking about. But you just get addicted. And that's really how it started. It was watching his lives and scheduling a time in my calendar away to watch the lives, and just slowly, whenever you had time, go through the lessons as well. And then slowly your knowledge level comes up to where you can understand what he's talking about. And by the time you get there, you've renewed your membership, you're back in for another year. You're like, this is great. I can't believe I wasted so much time.
Yeah.
It's just a game of catch up from then, because like when you join, there's all these wins channels, and you can see what other students are doing and how well they're doing and applying their knowledge and making money from it. So it's when you start to actually properly apply yourself to any campus in the university,
you see the results.
You realize that you need to catch up and you've got work to do.
So you said you made a little bit of money in the crypto in that year that you was in the crypto campus.
Yeah. So I started probably in debt. Like I had no money to my name. I was borrowing money from friends and stuff, and it was really Adam's mindset of save, invest, don't live above your means if you can, and just to have that kind of investment mindset, to be in there for the long run, and to know that you're investing in the right asset because you trust Adam's knowledge to the point where you see that he's invested so much into what he's teaching that you just kind of have that trust to know, well, okay, I need to save, I need to follow his guidance. And I ended up saving probably about £6,000 over the year, and then through investing that into the crypto, I probably made about another six in gains, so about 100% returns while I was with him. So it's nothing to complain about. It's really good, and the knowledge as well is like.
That's 12K the first year while you were still at university, you said?
Yeah. So I was in university for 4 years.
Yeah.
So only finished up a year and a half ago.
And then you moved across into the business campus.
Yeah.
And then what's your business now?
So now I'm doing a marketing agency following Arnold's guidance, but that wasn't always what I was doing. Before ever joining the real world, I bought a course for some sort of, it was like how to make jewelry and how to make a jewelry business. And you were essentially being a middleman between suppliers in China and guys in the UK who wanted custom made jewelry, whether it was gold or diamonds. So when I made no money from that initially, when it was myself, I had no guidance, I wasn't in the business campus. So I kind of just let it sit and didn't touch it while I was learning crypto. Then joined the business campus and thought, okay, I've already got this model, I have the knowledge, I have the suppliers. Let me apply these new lessons to the jewelry model. And it actually worked, surprisingly enough. So I started to make money, and I would say couldn't put an exact number on it, maybe 5, probably more, maybe 7 grand from jewelry and revenue. So for me, that was a huge thing to just actually have customers coming to me. I was making the ads, doing everything from scratch, and then collecting a payment at the end of it. And it was through actually working as a jeweler that I understood that I didn't enjoy the model. It wasn't for me. I didn't enjoy being a middleman, essentially. It wasn't something that I could see myself doing long term. And through Arnold's lessons, he always teaches he himself runs a marketing agency. So I was applying those lessons to the jewelry business. And because it was working, I thought, why am I not just selling marketing instead of jewelry? And it just made so much sense. So that's why in December last year, I started the marketing agency.
Okay, awesome. So then how did you obtain your first client from your agency?
Cold calling.
Awesome.
So yeah, it was really good. I was so surprised. Literally within 5 days of making the decision to stop jewelry and go all in on marketing, I was cold calling probably 100 people a day just on my lunch breaks at work. And on the 5th day, rang a guy up in Bradford, and he said, yeah, I'm interested, send me the proposal, send me the video. And when I got home from work, he paid the invoice in full. Like, I was offering a payment plan. I was saying you can pay it up in 3 months. It was £250 installments. And he was like, no, I'd rather just do it in one. And he £750 in my bank after 5 days. I had no website, I had nothing set up. I just knew I needed to get started.
Yeah.
And that was it, really. It was, yeah, it's been all up from there.
So is that on a regular retainer or is he just paid for it over a period of time, or?
So what is the offer he does, what the offer we do genuinely in the business campus is SEO. So we'll rank local businesses in the top 3 search results on Google. So we do it as a guarantee that within 90 days or 3 months, we'll get you to the top. And then if you want to do a retainer model afterwards, where we'll keep you there and we'll make sure you never lose that position, he can continue to pay. So his 3 months ended in March, and he stayed on. And I now have 8 clients for that as well. So
you've got
things are going well.
8.
I've got 8 clients.
That's actually really good. And are they okay? Cool. So roughly on that, how much are you making from those 8 clients on a monthly basis?
So about £2,000 a month.
About how much?
£2,000
Okay,
a month.
Yeah.
But that's from, so obviously it's going up exponentially, because in December it was £750. Then I got 2 new clients in January that brought it up to whatever, £1,250, £1,500.
Yeah.
Then February, March, it went up to £1,750. And then at the start of April, I started to realize I've got loads of client work to do. And I had not planned for this at all. I was just collecting payments and calling people and doing outreach. And so I've started to kind of restructure things and remodel things. So I'm really honing in on client work right now. I want to get great testimonials from all of these guys.
Great idea.
And make sure that they're happy before I do anything else, because they're the first clients and you can undo a bad reputation. So
100%. Make sure they're
that's
happy. Make sure they're happy before moving on. So go on. I interrupted.
Exactly. No. That's it. So the first 2 weeks of April, I really just brought the ad spend down on my campaign. I stopped outreaching to new potential customers and honed in on the delivery piece. I've started, because I was contemplating either hiring someone to help me with delivery,
Mm.
and I would train them along the way and show them what I do, and maybe pass off certain clients to them.
Mm-hmm.
But then I thought, before, I may as well make sure my processes are as efficient as possible before I even try to pass that on to anyone else.
Yeah.
So I've started automating a lot of it and getting the SOPs, the standard operating procedures in place. So at least it's clear for when I do hire someone exactly what they need to do when a new client comes in. And that's really what I've been working on so far in April, and it's going well. Got through loads of client work. We've got 4 of those 8 clients are in the top 3, and they're on a retainer model now. So
Perfect.
it's just about keeping them there.
Yeah.
And the good thing is, once they're there, that's the hard piece.
Yeah.
Now it's just about maintaining the website and the Google profile.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's looking good.
It's looking good.
And
It's looking good. It's looking
yeah.
So you've done quite well over the period from when you actually started from the crypto period till now. You've actually done really, really well in obviously elevating yourself and moving forward, especially obviously with the business and stuff. Overall, I mean, what would you say you've earned overall from when you first started taking it seriously? Second,
Including crypto.
yeah, even in crypto till this point here. Overall.
Including crypto. So because I post in the wins channels, I convert everything to dollars
Yeah.
so that it's easy for the captains to count everything up. So the last time I counted everything from the start, well, sorry, just to make it clear, I've only posted wins for the business campus. So with the business since December, it was $12,500,
Mm-hmm.
and then add on 6K gains from crypto in pounds, you're probably over 20 grand.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's all just online virtual money.
So yeah.
It's crazy.
Okay.
It really shatters your limiting beliefs there
How does it
that you can actually do
feel?
that.
How does it feel when you know that you can kind of just sit at a computer and just kind of churn and keep working, and you know that things are going to progress and things are getting better. I can see that you're feeling good.
Yeah.
So how does it feel for you to actually be doing this, and how's the real world kind of changed you with the mindset?
I mean, it's crazy. It's like in my so all things considered, by compared to a normal person, having an engineering job is a good job, is what people is made out to believe.
Mm.
And on a good year, I'll get a 10% raise. So you work hard the whole year,
Mm.
and say you start on a 30 grand salary, that goes up 3 grand for the whole year. And then if you were to calculate that out, how many years it's going to take you to earn
Yeah.
the amount
Yeah.
that you want to earn is ridiculous. And then to know now that I'm very nearly at a matching point with my agency income to my engineering income
Yeah.
from 4.5 months of work.
Yeah.
It makes you realize that there is so much more opportunities out there
Mm.
that you never would have considered if you just go through the traditional route.
Mm. That's cool. So then, what was there anything along the way that you kind of found hard from? Okay, cool. You had the crypto bit, and then you had obviously the business part of it. But from when you started taking things seriously, was there anything that kind of you weren't necessarily happy with, or like threw you back, or was super hard to get your head around, or anything else like that?
In the university
Yes.
or in real life?
No, well, from when you started in the TRW, not from when you started to take it seriously in the TRW.
Yeah.
Yeah, was there like hard parts along? What were the hard parts along the way? What was the hard parts that you had to get your head around? I know obviously the crypto element, I understanding it, and the business part of it. Was there any kind of like difficult parts within the business, like starting your own business?
I think the hardest part for me was actually getting started with the agency model.
Mm,
So, as I said, I was doing jewelry originally, and I'd invested a lot of time into it. And at that point, what was a lot of money for me. Like, I was buying stock from China, so I would have it on hand to deliver to guys, and a lot of that went unsold.
mm,
And I was so emotionally invested because it was months' wages that had gone into that business with the hopes of reselling it and actually making a profit.
mm,
It was very difficult for me to realize that a change needed to be made. And I think that was actually the first question that I asked to Arno on a live call. I just put it in the chat. And this is again back to having these connections
mm,
for just the price of 40, £50 a month
mm,
of actually being in this university. I was just able to ask him, what do you think about this? Wrote him a long message, probably longer than it should have been. I gave all the context, explained what I've said to you. Basically, I've been doing this model for 3 years. I've invested so and so into it. I'm not getting the results I want realistically. Should I switch? And he basically just said that it sounds like what's the? I should know this because it's an investing term as well. Maybe you'll know it's a bias. One of these biases where you're stuck in the. It'll come back to me.
mm,
But it's basically a bias that you're so invested into one thing that's digging you down a hole,
mm,
and you need to realize that you're in a hole and get out of it,
mm,
and just move on to the new thing and realize that you're not starting from zero because you have all the lessons that you learned
mm,
through digging that hole. And yeah, Arnold just explained it really clearly, really simply. He just said it's you've got to make the decision, but it sounds like a case of this bias, and that was the hardest part for me, was getting started, definitely.
How did you get over that? But obviously through Arno, but how did you get yourself out of that hole that you was in?
It just made, I guess it was the having a second option that I could visibly see was so much more fruitful,
Mm,
because I guess if I had nothing to compare it to,
mm,
I probably wouldn't have realized that I was in a hole.
mm, mm,
It was the fact of having Arno and the lessons and his business model that he's running alongside the students, and he's answering questions every day. And I almost felt like I was doing myself a disservice by not following his model,
mm,
because his guidance was so tailored towards that. It was like incredible value if you were doing the same thing as him. Like, obviously, his lessons apply to every business, and I did get success from that. But the fact that he makes it so easy to follow along to what he's doing to make money, and he shows you what's working. Like, he goes live every day basically and goes over what's working and answers questions. Because I wasn't tailored and doing the same thing he was doing,
mhm,
I felt like I was doing myself a disservice a bit. And I'd say it was a mixture of those kinds of things.
mm, mm. So then flipping that on its head, what would you turn around and say, okay, cool, this was my, what would you say your biggest win was? And that could be financially, that could be in life, that could be in business.
It's got to be the first client. The first agency client of
Yeah.
cold calling, because to me, cold calling was such an outdated method. I was like, there's no way. I was like that's another problem in business that a lot of guys starting out have, and I have probably still have, is that thinking that your opinion applies to everyone. So for me, I was like, cold calling doesn't work because every time I get called by someone who's not a contact, I don't answer.
But yeah, it goes down or you don't answer.
Instantly decline it. And I was like, surely that's what's going to happen to me. But it was working for other guys. It was working really well for the other guys. I was like, I'd be stupid to not give this a shot. And yeah, getting that a client, like a real client who was paying not because I'd ordered something from China that had value, but because he believed in my value. And I sold him over the phone. And he believed what I was saying. And like that was a real limiting belief for me, was that I can just sell my skills. I can learn skills and sell them, and people will pay, and it is valuable to other business owners. Like that's got to be the biggest one. I'll remember that forever.
Okay, cool. So did you celebrate with that in any way, shape, or form? Because I mean, obviously you've earned some money in crypto. You've earned some money, obviously, in your business, and obviously your biggest one was getting your client through a method that you didn't think would actually work. So within that period of time, did you actually celebrate, or like, okay, cool, now I'm earning this, I can buy myself this, or now I'm earning this, I can actually do this now. I'm able to kind of expand, do other bits and pieces. And I mean, it could be with anything. You could have bought yourself something, you could have helped your family, you could have done anything along those lines.
Yeah, like I do celebrate at home. Like there's no doubt I would have bought a nice steak and a bottle of wine, and that's probably how I celebrate every client. So I've had 8 good dinners since I started the agency model. But to be honest with you, all the money is just sat in a pot right now. I'm waiting to sort everything out, know exactly how much of it is actually mine, because obviously I need to sort out the financial side of it. I need to speak with an accountant and do all of that. So I'm trying to be smart with it.
Yeah.
But so no, I've not splashed out on anything in particular. But again, another like win is having that comfort, knowing that that money is in the pot. It's recurring every month. It grows. And now I just need to get my head straight and figure out the best way to use it.
Yeah. Which is nice.
So, yeah, no, I mean, it feels like I'm.
Yeah, it's a good feeling. I can see a little smile on your face. It's a good feeling in there. It's a good feeling. So, what is your business? Okay, cool. Let's take the next 6 months of your business. What does that look like to you and to everybody else out there? What does that look like?
So, next 6 months, probably next 6 months, what that bring us? The end of the year, around about. I'd like to hit at least 10K a month. I think it's doable with the trajectory that I've been on so far, the way things are moving. I think it's definitely an achievable goal. I'd like to start hiring, or at least look into that, and start passing off some of the delivery work. I just need to do the calculations myself to figure out the best way to get there, because as I said, I'm restructuring right now, so that's adding a few elements to the offer and adding a few upsells in there for existing clients to try and increase the revenue that they're bringing me. Yeah, I need to figure out exactly how many clients I can handle personally before having to pass some of it off.
Yeah.
Because as I said, I've been automating a lot recently, and it's opened my bandwidth massively. So I feel like I could take on 15 clients now, whereas I was at the max with 7.
Yeah.
So just need to see where it goes, really. But yeah, at least I know I'll have the guidance from the guys to do the right thing.
Do you have a plan on how to get these people that you might want to work with you, if that makes sense? So
If they're employees or hiring,
yeah, you're hiring the people that you're going to hire. Do you kind of know what kind of industry they're going to come from? Do you know where are they friends, family, people in the TRW?
no idea. Honestly, you just hinted on it there, because before the job board came out, I I was looking at my circle a lot, and I was thinking, do you want to hire someone who doesn't really care, or do you want to hire like an A player for the team? And I was looking around my circle for people that could be potentially A players, and I think the only one, if he was even interested, would be my brother. And I've not spoke to him about this at all, so it's like that's a maybe. But now the job board's there's definitely going to be some potential. And you're going to need to look into it when the time comes.
Yeah. Is your brother in the TRW, or is he doing his own thing?
No. He's a few years older than me now, and we live separately, so we don't speak. When I do speak to him, I'm not talking to him about work. So it's I only very recently even mentioned that I was running a marketing agency to him.
Okay.
So yeah, we need to get into the details and speak about it next time we see each other.
How did he take that you were running like your own agency? How did he, like, was he?
I think he was just a bit surprised. Like everyone, so I don't like telling people that I'm doing things until it's
Done.
working.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't tell anyone in my family. It was only my girlfriend that's known, because she lives with me. So when I'm taking calls every day, she's like, "Who are you phoning?" but so I had to tell her. But other than that, nobody knew until about the start of April, probably. When I had 7 clients, I was getting a revenue from it, and I thought I may as well let them know what's going on. And so yeah, no, they've all just been surprised. They're all like, "How?
What you did? How did that happen? How did that happen?
What are you doing?" Do they know that you're taking payments every month?
There you go.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend knows, because obviously your girlfriend's like, Jimmy, she's happy.
Yeah, she's in the house. It's a bit hard to...
What I will say is that obviously what you're talking about was A star students, and you'll get that from obviously the job board. That's what you get. So
yeah,
you won't need to kind of, in your field, if you set a certain standard for yourself, those people would adhere to standard and look to go above that standard, because those guys are there for you, you're there for them. Okay, they want to see you go high. You want to see them go high. So at the end of the day, it's an easy conversation to have. It'd be very, very easy conversation to have, and it'll be easy to kind of move forward with everything along there as well.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'll definitely need to look into it, because it is another valuable thing. And to even get access to the job boards, like I'm seeing from being in the business and the crypto campus, there's really high standards to even use it.
100%.
So you know that the guys on it are going to be fully invested. And again, it's just about pitching the idea of, do you want to work on this with me? And we can figure out some sort of agreement to where it's going to be beneficial to both of us. 100%. And we just both go all in on this.
100%. I think the last person that I spoke to, he collabed with a couple of, what was the last person or a person before? But I think they collabed with some students within the real world, and they kind of work.
Really?
Yeah, and they're working together, collaborating on a business. And yeah, it was the last person, and they're both earning. Do you know what I mean? So they got clients
Yeah,
working from their clients and doing his own thing from that big client. So it's just kind of kept in that kind of nice little
yeah.
circle, so to speak.
No, that's really good.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
I mean, again, yeah, the community of guys in the business campus specifically,
Mm.
even the wins channels is so competitive,
Mm.
and and everyone's so kind. Nobody's gatekeeping
Mm.
what they're doing.
Mm.
Everyone's very open,
Yeah.
and they all know there's enough for everyone to succeed.
100%.
And like the amount of times I see a message from someone explaining their processes, and I've just got loads of saved messages now that I need to go back and look at, and then when you do apply it, that's when you get so much value. Like the first client that I got was from another student's cold calling script, and like you get so many free resources
Yeah.
just from speaking with guys who
Everybody-
are succeeding.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody's there to help. And even stuff that you've gone through, someone else might not have gone through. And what
I
you've
know.
gone through, you might not have gone through. So everybody's just bouncing off each other. And that competition, okay, cool. It's competition. Everybody's like in competition, which I actually quite like because we're in competition all the time.
Yeah,
But it's healthy, you know. It keeps you.
yeah,
It keeps you sharp. And when everybody's not kind of trying to hide their bits and pieces, everybody's free. Well, this is what I did to do this, and this is what I did. Oh my god, I didn't know
yeah,
that. Do you know what I mean? It's
yeah,
healthy competition, but it's
yeah.
very
No, there's no bad intentions.
absolutely
Like,
no, absolutely no.
but there's true. There's only 10 spots on the leaderboards, and you got to
We
get
gotta
there.
get there. We gotta get there. So
You got to get there.
I understand. Obviously, you work as well as doing this as well. So what does a day in a life?
Yeah.
What does a day in life look like for you?
So the work is strictly 9 to 5, and I'm lucky enough that it's all from home. So I'm at this setup when I work.
Yeah.
So it's really easy to switch between the two. So wake up about 6. I'll just come here straight away, get to work. I try get some sun in the morning, but in Scotland,
It's
that's
kind of far from
harder than it sounds.
yeah. Might get
Yeah,
some rain.
it's hard.
Get a little rain. Get a little cloud. Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You take what you get.
Yeah.
But I usually go outside with a coffee as soon as I wake up. Recently, I'm trying not to go on my phone straight away. Usually give it 20 minutes, 30 minutes, but then come down, get as much work done as I can before I need to put the engineering hat on and get to that job. But as I said, it's really easy, so I can get a good 2.5 hours in every morning
Mhm.
before 9 o'clock,
Mhm.
and then just switch screens, switch computer, work
No,
until 12 on the dot,
yeah.
have a really quick lunch, then come back here, try do some more agency work. I'll follow up with a few leads, follow up with a few clients, and then just do the same, get back to work. But then 5 on the dot, 5 p.m., I'm able to switch,
Mm.
get working, and then have dinner, and then back to work. Really,
Yeah.
like it's just busy life.
It's all good.
That's good.
It will. Yeah.
Wouldn't change it.
Absolutely pay off. Absolutely pay off. So.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's all good. So, because I was actually wondering, that's what I was going to say. I was actually kind of wondering how, like you said that you made calls, like what in between work, and I was like, he's in an office and he's making
yeah,
calls. Did I not see it?
yeah,
But now you just told me you're working from home, so it just makes it
yeah,
so much easier. I
yeah.
mean, you
From
just
here,
answered my question. That was that, like when you said it before.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it did. I was like, how? I was like, did I not see him? Is he on his mobile? Is he did it? But now it actually makes perfect sense. So you
Yeah,
cleared up that question for me. Thank you very much.
no, you're all good. You're all good.
Good.
No, I'm definitely very blessed to have this set up and be able to use it as a launch pad for my business.
Yeah,
It's like it's
no,
in a good position.
awesome. Jacque, it was awesome speaking to you. Thank you very much for coming on. It's 2 hours in front. You're actually behind, aren't you? You're actually behind me. You're like
Yeah.
7:30, 6:30, 5:30, 5:30. Is it around about there?
5:30.
Ah,
Bang
see,
on.
there you go. See, I'm there. I know the UK time, ish. Right, if I remember it. So yeah, it's actually super nice talking to you. I'll let you get on because you've got
Thank you.
you might have a little bit more work to do. So absolutely awesome talking
Yeah.
to you. Keep doing what you're
No,
doing.
I appreciate that. You too.
And obviously, just remember you've got access once you've sorted out all your bits and pieces that you need to sort out, just like fine tune everything. You've got access to the job board. You can throw anything in there in that chat. Anyway.
Yeah.
So that's a resource tool that you can use, and
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? It's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
And you will find a person that wants to develop you. In turn, you can obviously help him, giving him a little bit more income. He's earning you income. It's all good.
Yeah. No, 100%.
On the same page. Everybody's on the same page. So yeah,
100%.
awesome, nice, super nice talking to you. And
You too.
thank you very much for coming on. Thank you very much for your time. Super appreciate
No,
it.
thank you.
No problem.
I appreciate that.
And
Cheers.
yeah, we'll see you soon.
Bye.